annual 4th of July BDR adventure was off to a hot start. The plan was simple: ride about 330 miles to Charlotte, Vermont, spend the night, then catch an early ferry the next morning to the official start of the Adirondacks BDR-X in Westport, New York. But it was so damn hot.
Where are we off to?
Off to well, Adirondacks France tonight, I'm told.
That's right. Where are we now?
We're in the middle of William Sound on the ferry.
And why are we not sitting on the deck?
It's literally 6 degrees. Everyone never see humidity.
Heat wave, and we're on motorcycles. Right to it. On the taking the highway all the way to Charlotte, Vermont.
The farther north we rode, the hotter it seemed to get. By our first gas stop in Connecticut, we could barely stand. We finally admitted defeat and ducked into a McDonald's along the highway just to cool off for an hour or so. By the time we reached the Birch and Berry Inn, I was severely dehydrated and starting to get the chills. The inn itself was absolutely beautiful, one of those places you wish you could enjoy. But that night, I was just trying to feel better before the ride even began.
How's my baby feeling this morning?
Good.
Yeah? Sure?
I mean, not the best.
Aww. Find a nice shady spot.
After a gorgeous ferry ride across the lake, we met up with our friend Shane in Westport, New York, the official starting point of the Adirondacks BDR-X. One quick tip before you hit the trail: we originally planned to grab breakfast at Jam's Coffee, just like the BDR film recommends. The coffee was great, but if you're looking for a more substantial breakfast or trail lunch, we'd recommend heading just a minute down the road to K&D Deli instead. They have a huge selection of sandwiches, snacks, cold drinks, and somehow even penny candy. It's a perfect place to stock up before leaving town. And with temperatures already climbing during the Northeast heat wave, one thing was clear: staying hydrated was going to be just as important as riding well.
This video is going to have a little more Shaner in it because I have a feeling he might have been slighted in the last video. So get ready for a lot of Montreal Shane.
Guys ready to ride?
Ready to ride.
Ready for this adventure?
Adirondacks, hurrah!
Ride the docks.
Ride the docks, let's do it.
Finally stocked up and ready to go, we climbed back on the bikes and officially begun our Adirondack BDR-X adventure. Our goal for the day was to complete Section 1, grab an early dinner in Saranac Lake, and continue into Section 2 to camp for the night. We were actually surprised by how quickly this route got our attention. It didn't take long before we were climbing a loose, rocky incline that had us up on the pegs. It was an early reminder that while this route had its share of pavement connectors, there are definitely sections that demand your attention. By midday, we reached one of the highlights of Section 1, the Whiteface Mountain Veterans Memorial Highway. After paying the entrance fee, we made the climb to the summit, and the views were absolutely worth the out and back detour.
Hey guys, where are we?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Whiteface Mountain,
That's right.
part of the High Peaks region in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
It's high.
Visibility is
20 miles. That's what the sign said. It seems a bit further than that, but who knows?
Sorry, I'm using your bike here, Shane.
Beautiful.
Just,
So nice.
Yay! Here we are.
Whiteface Mountain.
Bald face. Bald face.
He was looking at me when he said that.
It's Whiteface Mountain.
Clay still wasn't feeling well, so we admired the scenery from the parking area, while Shane made the hike to the very top.
Met some friends from Manhattan.
After leaving Whiteface, we came upon a store that Shane wanted to revisit after a previous trip here. Their collection rivals Braverman's lantern collection. We continued onward towards Saranac Lake, but unfortunately I wasn't feeling any better at all. Since we were ahead of schedule and knowing the next couple of days would take us into much more remote parts of the Adirondacks, we decided it was best to get checked out while we had the opportunity. Shane and Megan finished dinner while I rode a short distance to the emergency room. After a few IV bags, blood work, and a lot of waiting, the doctor suspected it was either a tick-borne illness or a reaction to the extreme heat and dehydration. Either way, they sent me out with medication and hoped I'd be able to continue the trip.
Not a bad view from the hospital.
Shane continued to our planned campground while Megan somehow managed to find us a motel on 4th of July weekend, no less. Camping just wasn't in the cards for that night.
Our Adirondack adventure wasn't unfolding the way we'd imagined, but it was becoming an adventure we'd never forget. It might not have been the most glamorous accommodations, so we'll just skip the recommendation on this one. But seriously, huge props to Clay for somehow leading all 165 miles of the day before ending the day in the emergency room. The plan for day 2 was to finish section 2 and ride most of section 3 before stopping for the night in Inlet, a little over 150 miles. Admittedly, it was still a rough start. Clay had spent most of the night dealing with chills, I hadn't gotten much sleep, and while Shane seemed to be fighting off a head cold, all three of us were determined to keep moving.
Thankfully, the sun had disappeared and it finally felt like the heat wave had broke. I was hoping a cooler day and a little medication would help me feel more like myself. It wasn't long before we reached our first technical section of the day through the Dead Creek Primitive area near Massawepie Lake. And that definitely woke us up.
Well, maybe not all of us. I was still half asleep. The moment my front tire found a patch of chunky gravel, I lost my momentum and headed straight into the bushes. Somehow I managed to save it, but it definitely got my heart pumping. Later, I made the exact same mistake. I stopped behind Shane in a muddy section, and when I tried to get moving again, I just didn't have enough momentum. The front tire dug in, and over we went. Around here, we call that a sleepy bike. Thankfully, with just a little help from the guys, yes, I'm getting better at picking it up, I was able to get back. Sometimes even the best
go. Hardly did anything.
Nice.
Okay, I got it.
You got it, Kay?
Yep. Good technique. Sorry about that. I just stalled out
Okay,
here.
I shouldn't have been that close to you. It's my fault. Okay. Got it.
Nice. You got good traction back there.
Yeah, I got it.
You might slip to the left a little bit.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Good stand up.
Yep.
Alright, it's not starting.
It's not starting?
No.
You may have to key it.
Key it. Can you explain what key it means?
Turn the key off.
Maybe the kill switch went on.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was on.
Is it? It's off now. Okay. You're right.
One thing that really surprised us about this stretch was just how remote it felt. We spent far more time on dirt than we had expected. And because services were few and far between, we didn't make many stops. It ended up being one of the more immersive sections of the trip.
reached Stillwater, we were all running on fumes, especially me. I was hungry enough that I was really hoping to grab something to eat, but aside from fuel, there really weren't any food options available. So if you're planning to ride here, I'd recommend eating before you arrive or packing something with you.
We rolled into 8th Lake campground just before dusk with enough daylight left to set up camp, and it had been a long day. I don't think any of us had had much left in the tank. Looking back, combining sections 2 and 3 into one day is absolutely doable. But between Shane's head cold, Megan running on very little sleep, and me still battling whatever was going on with me, it probably wasn't our smartest day.
Sometimes the route isn't what makes a day challenging. It's everything else you're carrying with you. Day 3 felt like a fresh start. Our goal was to ride all 165 miles of Section 4 into Boonville. Over Camp Coffee that morning, we decided to leave the challenges of the last 2 days behind us and simply enjoy wherever the route would take us. Thankfully, Mother Nature seemed to be on our side. The heat wave had finally broken, the skies were clear, and for the first time all trip, it really felt like we could settle into the ride.
Once the first 50 miles of pavement were behind us, the character of the route changed again. The rest of the day was made up of mostly dirt roads and snowmobile trails, and once again, the Adirondacks BDR-X surprised us. Every section seemed to have its own personality, with different scenery and different terrain than the day before. The first memorable road of the day was Mud Creek Road, and yes, the name delivered.
One thing we quickly noticed was that many of the snowmobile trail systems have lodges and restaurants that stay open during the summer for ATV and side-by-side riders. Here's one tip from your friends at North Fork Moto. You'll come across Flat Rock Inn first, followed by Montague Inn. We'd actually recommend holding off on a stop just a little longer. After the super fun Olin Road, you'll reach Tug Hill Hook and Ladder, and that ended up being our favorite stop.
The camera really doesn't do Olin Road justice. It's full of rolling hills, loose terrain, and just enough baby heads to keep things interesting. By the time we reached Tug Hill Hook and Ladder, we definitely earned our lunch. It was clean, welcoming, and had a good selection of food and drinks. If I had to pick one highlight from Section 4, it would probably be Houlahan Road. Big rocky climbs and loose descents and some mud. Just enough technical riding to keep you smiling the whole way though.
By the time we rolled into Boonville, it felt like we'd finally found our rhythm. Shane headed off to camp while Clay and I stopped for dinner at Boonville Hotel, and then headed to the nearby lodge at Headwaters for the night. After everything the first couple of days had thrown at us, it felt really good to end the day tired because of the ride, not because of everything else. We all went to bed feeling like ourselves again.
Adirondacks BDR, day 3 in the books. Tomorrow's day 4, our last day. It's all the time we have.
We just got off the bikes, and I already can't remember everything that we rode today.
Yeah, there was like some wide flowing gravel roads, and then some technical stuff like Houlahan Road.
That's what's in my mind right now. So a friend of ours mentioned that Houlahan Road is the spiciest of this trip.
Spicy. Who must have said that?
So, yeah, that's fresh on my mind right now. You know, it's a lot like October Mountain from where we're from. So we're used to that kind of terrain, and it was really fun. Oh, I want to say longer, but maybe not. October Mountain's kind of longer.
I think some of the inclines were a little steeper than October Mountain and looser. So that was a blast. There were a few little parts I was like, yeah, can I hang here? But I got through it.
Yeah, Megan and Shane did great. It was fun.
So did Clay. We did great too. The real question is, how are you feeling?
I feel fine. I feel much better.
Now we're at the Boonville Hotel,
This
which
place
looks
is really
beautiful.
Cool. Everyone from the BDR community should stop here. This place is great.
Yeah. It seems like most other places are closed. After a 186-mile section, we rolled in at about 6:30. So a different restaurant we were going to is closed. This one's open. So yeah, definitely check this place out if you roll through here.
Yeah.
Day 4 was going to be ambitious. We still had about 80 miles of Section 5 to ride, including the optional Expert Section on Tannery Road, before beginning the 225-mile ride back home to Long Island, all while keeping an eye on a forecast toward home calling for heavy rain and flash flooding later that day.
Coffee review?
It's hard to tell with an iced latte.
Is it refreshing?
It's refreshing, and I didn't want to get a hot latte because I'm already pre-hot.
Smart thinking. Starting the day off right here at Broadway Cafe in Boonville.
The coffee's not bitter, which is great. We did skip a couple of BDR sections so we'd have enough time to ride Tannery Road before heading home.
While the morning included a fair amount of pavement, the cooler temperatures made for some incredibly enjoyable riding. Eventually, we reached the Canada Lake General Store and Marina. And the BDR recommendation was absolutely spot on. Great sandwiches, a fun little gift shop, camping supplies, and a beautiful place to enjoy lunch before continuing. What's in here? What's in there, Clay?
It's like a hidden cafe that's not hidden. Only if you're dumb. Good news. Just as we were getting ready to leave, the local sheriffs pulled into the parking lot. One of them introduced himself as Dan, and we got to talking about motorcycles, then BDRs.
We're getting the Tannery Road report from the sheriff.
You'll enjoy it. It's a nice ride. Like I said, it depends on how fast you want to go through there. I ripped through there.
He's got an F900 GS.
Oh, nice.
And when we mentioned we were heading for Tannery Road, he smiled and asked, "Mind if I join you?"
And when a local sheriff asks if he can go riding with you, the answer is always yes. So we waited while Dan finished lunch, followed him home to grab his motorcycle, learned about some Adirondack true crime from Dan's boss, right up my alley, and of course, I stopped to say hello to his alpacas. And suddenly, we had a local leading the way. Tannery Road turned out to be the perfect way to end the ride. And on a personal note, this was my very first expert section on any BDR. It's something I've looked at on maps for years, usually thinking I could never do them or maybe next time. This time, I rode it. And having Clay, Shane, and Dan there to cheer me on made reaching the end even more rewarding. What started as an ordinary lunch stop turned into one of our favorite memories of the entire trip. That's one of the things I love most about the BDR community. Complete strangers become riding partners. And sometimes a simple conversation in a parking lot turns into an experience you'll remember long after the ride is over. After saying goodbye to Shane, the three of us celebrated at the end of an unforgettable trip with ice cream at Zippy's.
Ice cream time. Tannery Road celebration.
We learned a little more about Dan that afternoon, including his service as a Navy SEAL. Dan, thank you for your service. And thank you for making the last day of our Adirondack adventure one we'll never forget.
The ride home turned into one last adventure. About halfway to Bridgeport, Connecticut, we rode into the storms we'd been watching all day. Even with our rain gear on, we were soaked by the time we reached the ferry terminal.
This is a wet guy. Yeah, we just rode in a downpour for a few hours, but it was totally worth it. Tannery Road was worth it. Riding with our new sheriff friend, totally worth it. This guy's just taking his clothes off in the ferry terminal.
As we waited to board, one of the first mates came over to talk with us. He explained that the seas were rough enough that they really shouldn't be taking motorcycles across the ferry at all. But if we were willing to stay with our bikes for the crossing, he'd see if the captain would allow it. So that's exactly what we did.
What are our instructions here on the boat today?
We were supposed to park in a manner that would be the most stable because there's going to be a lot of pitch today and a roll. Pitch roll. And so it doesn't matter, the bikes will be fine. He goes, well, I'm worried that they'll fall on you. And I said, that'll be fine. The camera really doesn't capture how rough it was. The ferry was listing from side to side, waves were crashing against the bow, and the water was actually pouring in through the top of the vehicle deck doors. It was easily the wildest ferry ride we've ever experienced, but eventually we made it safely back to Port Jefferson. And for the final stretch home, the rain finally let up.